Hey everybody, I am here to talk to you a little bit about the batch number on our cosmetics products and what it tells us about the product and how we can use that to help make better decisions when we're buying our makeup. So basically, when I'm talking about the batch number, and a lot of makeup companies use this. I think most of them print it on their products. So for example, here's a bottle of Fix Plus from MAC. If you look at the bottom, and I know my camera's not going to focus on it, but you can see there is some writing here. Yeah, camera's not going to show it, but it says BB7. And like on the bottom of a lipstick, like, oops, almost dropped it. Like this lipstick right here, I don't think you can see it. There's a number on the bottom, it says A87. So you may sometimes look at these numbers and think, what does this mean? So I'm here to help you decode what these numbers mean and why it's important to know what this batch number is. So for example, this lipstick I have right here, the number is A87. The first character in this 3-digit number, and all Estee Lauder brand products use this kind of way of thinking in making this number. So you'll find this is true for Clinique. Like here's an example of a Clinique product, and on the bottom it also has, it says A68. On the bottom of this, so I'll explain what that means. So Clinique, Estee Lauder, MAC, I think Origins is also owned by Estee Lauder. They all have the 3-digit number, so I'll explain what it means. So the first digit, which says A, means like the number the number batch it was. So if it's A, it means it was the first batch made during that time. So this was the first batch made in the month of August, because the next digit is 8. So the numbers 1 through 9 would correspond to the months January through September, and then A, B, and C would be October, November, and December. So since it's A8, it means the first batch made in August, and then the last digit corresponds to the year, and this one says 7. So it's the last batch made in August of 07. The first batch made in August of 07. As far as my Fix Plus, it says BB7, so that means it was the second batch made in B is November, in November of 2007, and that's my Fix Plus. As I said, Clinique does the same thing on the bottom of theirs. I'm not going to go through the exact dates, but now you might be hearing all these A's, and most of the time I've found, at least with my products, I go out usually and get them when they first come out, typically, in terms of like new collections. But here's an example of something I waited a while to get, the MAC Fathi Eyes 1 Quad. And the code on this one, which is printed on here and also on the box. So if you're going to look on the box of something, you want to look where that they put that sticker, and it's right along the side up on top, which my camera's not going to focus, so I won't zoom in. But I'll take some pictures and show you. And this says MC7. So if we figure out what that means, M is the number 13. Right, so the 13th batch made in C7, C is December, and 7 is 2007. So that's when this quad was made. That probably accounts for the reason why if you ever go to a MAC counter and look at like eyeshadows, sometimes I'll reach for an eyeshadow thinking it's something new, but it's actually something I already own, because it just looks a little different. I guess the batches make them slightly different. Right, so as I said, Clinique does the same thing. Origins, I'm sure, does the same thing because they're from the same company. Now, as far as Lancome, I have some like notes on this. Lancome is a little bit different. It's a little bit more confusing, but all in all, it's the same kind of idea. And Lancome products are owned by L'Oreal, so anything that's part of the L'Oreal group of products would have that. So here's an example of like a Lancome lipstick, and this is in the color Tempt Me. I actually got this, I don't think this is a real full-size one. I think I got this in like a gift with purchase, but I'm not sure. Anyway, there's a number stamped on the bottom here, or not a number but a code, and it says 7D159. So you may be wondering, what does that mean? Okay, so as far as the L'Oreal products, you could ignore the first number, the 7. All that tells us is where it was made. So if you needed to complain about this product or something, Lancome would be able to figure out, when you say the first number is 7, exactly what factory, I guess, it was manufactured in. The next letter is really important, and on here it says D, and that corresponds to the year. In Lancome's case, D would be 2007. And that's because A started out at 2004, so B would be 2005, C would be 2006, D would be 2007, E would be 2008, okay, and so on. Now, they skipped the letter Z, and 2003 was Y. So if you wanted to go backwards, let's say if you had something that was made in 2003, you'll see a Y in front of it. And then the number 159 is on here, and that tells me what day of the year it was out of the 365 days a year. So by figuring out what the 159th day of the year is, I know the exact date this was made. So where MAC gives you the month and the year, Lancome and all the L'Oreal products give you the exact date. Okay, so you may also be wondering, why do I need to know what the batch number is? Basically, what it's going to tell you is a couple of things. You're going to know when the product was made, and that's important because if you're buying something at a discount store or like at a CCO or even on eBay, if you can see what that batch number is, you can know how old the product is. So there's no point in buying like a mascara that's already like 2 years old or something. So you can gauge how old something is. It can also help you figure out when you bought something. So, you know, I mean, I have stuff here that's marked that it was made the end of last summer or the beginning of the fall last year, but I just bought it like 2 or 3 months ago. So it's not an exact date of when you bought something, but it helps give you an idea of when you bought it, because 2 or 3 years from now you're going to forget. And the third reason why it would help is actually to help spot counterfeit stuff. I mean, if you go on eBay and somebody shows the bottom of a product and you see some kind of weird looking batch number or no batch number at all, then you know that there's something going on there and that it's probably not real. Now you know what the numbers mean. If you find a letter or a number in there that doesn't make sense, you know that it's counterfeit. So it's another good way of spotting something that's counterfeit. Sorry, my camera just stopped recording for some reason. But so as I was saying, there's actually a website that you can go to look this up on, and I'll put the link to that in the sidebar of this video. But basically that website you can just put in the batch number and tell them what type of product it is, and it'll do all the calculations for you and figure it out. But something as easy as the MAC one, it's kind of easy to memorize it so you can, you know, make some decisions when you're faced with like discount products or products you're buying on eBay or something like that. It can really help you. So that was the point of this video. I have some information about Christian Dior and a couple of other brands, so I'll put that in a couple of slides that'll follow this video, which will give you some idea of exactly, you know, what the batch numbers actually mean for the product. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I haven't seen anything on YouTube like this, so that's why I decided to do it once I figured out exactly what everything meant for myself. I looked it up because I was curious. I figured, you know, some of you guys might be wondering too, and I figured I'd post it. So, alright, hope you guys have a good day. Bye.